What is going on, everyone? Lana Rodriguez here with PCS Colorado and Keller Williams Premier, and we are here in our office where I'm launching my first podcast episode, the video podcast series, where I'm going to provide you top 5 value props. Either it's real estate investment, or it's staging your home, or even buying home with no money down. And of course, my first guest is my lovely husband, Bryan Rodriguez. Bryan, how are you?
How are you, babe?
Oh, hi. Babe, hello. How are you? Well, I'm happy to have you as my first guest. Let's get cheesy and let's get down to the business. All right, Bryan, so what are we going to share with our audience today?
Well, everyone is always interested in real estate, not only just buying your first home, a single family, but getting into investing. And so what I'm here to talk about is 5 simple steps how to get started in real estate investing.
I love that. I think that topic is going to be really, really great for our audience, even if it's a, junior real estate broker, or if it's maybe most of our clients would like to get a second home, and just our audience watching. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, what do you have for number 1?
Well, number 1, first, you have to read and learn. So make sure you're actively listening, you're reading, you're writing down notes. In the industry of real estate, there's so many topics out there, and you got to deep dive. So imagine it's a big buffet, and you got to choose all the different topics. One of the books I always recommend that really helped us when we first started was The $1 Million Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller. Read it, and it'll take you to a new level.
Yeah, I remember you were reading the book when you were deployed, and this was back when we just heard of Keller Williams and Gary Keller, who's a huge mentor and role figure for us. All right, what about some of the podcasts? What podcasts are you personally listening to that our audience can relate?
So you not only have to read, but now you have the audio books out there. One of the great ones is Bigger Pockets. That's an easy one. It's free, and there's a wealth of knowledge in there.
Yeah, great. All right, what do you have for number 4?
You mean number 2?
Oh yeah, number 2.
She's just so advanced. Now, number 2 is that you have to have employment. It's all about income, right? So the banks financing, they're all going to give you money based on your wealth, on your debt to income ratios. So if you don't have a job, you need to get a job. Then you need to get your income, you need to stabilize it. And then you need to save up. That's it.
Okay, so as we're talking about saving up, like FHA programs come with 3.5, conventionals come to 5%. What's a loan payment program, a down payment program for the investment property?
Yeah. Well, that'll be step number 3. So once you got your employment and you're saving up, you need to find a lending professional. Obviously, a loan officer will do great. There's other creative financing methods out there like no money down. There are all cash. There are hard money lenders. Those usually have higher interest rates. There's equity partnering. There's a lot of different strategies out there. But one of the first things is simple. Is just find a loan officer that you trust and that can really educate you in all the different products out there and understanding different types of down payments.
Perfect. But is it safe to assume that 20% down is average?
I would say 20 to 25%. And then you would necessarily need to have about 6 months of cash reserves, right? This helps for scaling the property, renting it, maintenance, etc.
Okay, very, very well. And I guess we're at number 4 now? I lost count.
We are at number 4.
Okay.
So with number 4, you need to find a real estate professional. Obviously, someone like Lana, that would be my first choice.
Or Bryan, hello.
Or myself.
Or our entire team.
Yeah. But the importance about the real estate professional is you need someone who's legitimate, someone who's actually walked the talk, who's actually invested, who's flipped, who's seen different case studies of real estate. I usually like to look for a very accomplished real estate professional, someone who has a legitimate education background, usually a master's in real estate or even a bachelor's. But most importantly, that they actually have conducted transactions and they actually invested their own money.
Yeah, very well said. Wow. And I remember how you and I, so before I was in real estate and Bryan was active duty, we were living in Austin, Texas, and actually we went to our first real estate investment seminar. And it was very inspiring. Some of those people were doing some huge deals. And shortly after, when you came back from deployment, we bought our first investment property, which was a quadplex. And we did not know what we were doing. And it was a big learning experience. We sold that quadplex after that. But if you guys want more stories on that, let's just talk in private, because we definitely have some learning curves down that path.
Definitely. And that brings us to the last step, which is take action. Like Lana illustrated, we read, we found professionals, lending and real estate. We actually had our employment, and we saved up, and we took action. Obviously, we took action after I came back from deployment. That was a really good time for us, and it was everything that we thought about. Because what happens is that you would get into a paralysis analysis. That's the problem, is that once you do all your due diligence, you don't take action because you're too nervous. And I'll tell you one thing, to get into the real estate game, to do anything, to like exceed to the next level, is just to have courage. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have resources. You just have to take courage. You just have to have courage to take action.
Yeah, wow, Bryan, very well said. Now, makes me want to come and talk to you about investing in real estate. Now, if these great audience want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
Yeah, I usually very close quarters. You can call me at the number below. That's my direct line straight to me, or you can hit me up on Facebook, on LinkedIn.
All right, guys, we're going to see you next week, and thank you so much for watching. Spread the word and spread the love.